Target Field. What's become a split doubleheader will conclude tonight. Game 2 between the Indians and the Twins. This afternoon's opener wasn't much of a game for the Minnesota Twins. The Indians scored 4 runs in the 3rd inning and beat the Twins 5-2. So now the Twins are 6 games back in the American League Central. And it's another hot and muggy night here at Target Field, along with Hall of Famer Burt Blyleven. I'm Dick Raymer. The Twins trying to chase the Indians all year long, and they've got one guy that head and shoulders has been their leader this year. Their shortstop has Drupal Cabrera.
Yeah, Cabrera kind of made his face in that game 1. Cabrera was his home run, a 3-run home run that gave the Indians an early 4-0 lead. Cabrera over his career, nothing spectacular, but this guy's just a solid player, having a very good year for the Indians in making his first All-Star game, and a guy that has really helped the Indians get in first place.
Well, the Twins were hoping that in this split doubleheader they'd have Scott Baker pitch one of the 2 games. He went on the disabled list. The end result is we'll get our first look at Scott Diamond.
Yeah, Scott Diamond, a left-hander, 17 starts down in Rochester, 4 wins, 8 losses, but the Twins look like what they saw in the last couple starts. He has been very impressive. A left-hander, not overpowering, but he's got to hit his spots, and hopefully he'll do that here this afternoon.
And he's very grateful to be given the chance here tonight.
They liked what I bring to the table, that my velocity is okay, my stuff is good, I have an out pitch, and that they just wanted to see me continue to develop to be ready to pitch at this level. And so, just the Twins having that confidence in me helped me, make a turnaround towards about a month ago in the season. And so, I feel like I've been pitching well since then. So I'm going to try to continue it up here.
Way too calm for me, my goodness. I remember my first major league start, I couldn't breathe.
Well, he's got tough weather conditions to pitch in here tonight. Very hot, very muggy. And when we come back, we'll talk about how the players are dealing with this incredible heat wave.
Cleveland Indians and the Minnesota Twins here on Fox Sports North. I'm Robbie. It's Mikowski. Right now, temperature 93 degrees, feels like 104, humidity over 50%. It's a hot one today, and the Twins and Indians have to play in it twice. And I asked manager Ron Gardenhire after the day game today, what do these guys do to take precautions playing in such conditions?
We got a little bit of time in between games, and I'm sure there'll be some IVs out there, and I'm sure there'll be some guys taking advantage of the cold whirlpools, and then we'll get ready to play the second one.
And the fans are pretty hot here as well as Target Field. They provide free water to all the fans here trying to brave the elements, here to watch their favorite team. They're fanning up, but they are getting ready. It's the Twins and the Cleveland Indians. Dick and Bert back with first pitch next.
Joe Mauer smiling. He's got his more familiar gear on today. He was the first baseman this afternoon, and the Twins lost. And he'll be behind the plate for the nightcap against Manny Acta and the Cleveland Indians. Most of Acta's managerial tenure spent with the Washington Nationals. And what must be going through the mind of left-hander Scott Diamond?
Yeah, Diamond, I'm sure, pretty nervous, going to face his first major league hitter, someone that he will remember for the rest of his life. Scott Diamond making his first major league start, a Rule 5 draft pickup from the Atlanta Brave organization over the winter. Twins were going to send him back, and they liked him. They had no room for him, and they ended up making a trade, keeping Diamond in the Twins organization. And here he is, 3.5 months later, making his first major league start.
And he'll face Michael Brantley. That'll be the first major league hitter he faces. And generally these things go pretty innocently light. I mean, nothing of any magnitude happens when you're facing your first major league hitter, right?
For some people, yes. For others, no.
And his first major league pitch is a strike on the outside corner.
And now the scouting report on Scott Diamond: a fastball as high as 91, 92, curveball, slider, and a changeup. And that's a lot better than I did.
His name again was
Scott. Oh, you mean Lee May?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Lee May.
Hit a home run in Your first Major League at bat. Indians batting order brought to you by Menards. Brantley's been retired. Next up, Cabrera, then Hafner, Santana, Cabrera, Orlando, Kearns, Hanahan, Marson, and Carrera.
I still blame that on George Meadowall. He called that fastball on a 3-2 pitch.
And did he ask for it belt high over the middle of the plate?
No, he didn't say that.
Strike one to Asdrubal Cabrera. He made one beautiful play in the field, but pretty much set the tone for the game with a 3-run home run in the 3rd inning this afternoon. Twins did lose 5-2. They didn't score until the 9th inning on a Michael Canayer home run.
Beautiful evening here, a little on the warm side. But Scott Diamond, 24 years old, out of Ontario, Canada.
I'm saying he's a ground ball pitcher. Canayer has to stretch out with that big glove to catch Valencia's throw, 2 down. Northland fourth defense for the Twins. Jason Repko in left. Elman Young's the designated hitter. Revere and Plouffe the other outfielders. Valencia, Casilla, Hughes, Canayer the infielders. And Joe Mauer behind the plate. Just look at that outfield. I mean, this is a big game for the Twins. They've been chasing the Indians all year long. And this starting outfield with Span and Kubel starting in the outfield tonight for Rochester has Repko, Revere, and Plouffe. You'd have gotten pretty long odds on that being the outfield in a key game in late July. Here's Travis Hafner. Hafner, the designated hitter today, went 1 for 4. Fly ball, short left field. All right, he's a fly ball pitcher.
7 pitches.
7
Even
pitches.
better.
He's my kind of pitcher. 1, 2, 3 in Scott Diamond's first inning. With a nice 1, 2, 3 first inning. And Menard's batting order for the Twins: Ben Revere, Alexi Casilla, Joe Mauer, Canayer, Young, Valencia in the middle, and Hughes, Plouffe, and Repko the bottom third.
On the mound tonight for the Cleveland Indians, Fausto Carmona, just coming off the disabled list with a strained right quad. He got that during the interleague play, running down that first baseline. And when he's on, he's got a nasty sinker and a nasty slider. He'll get a lot of ground ball outs. The Twins have had a lot of success against Carmona. 4 wins, 9 losses in his career, making his 16th career start against the Twins.
Ben Revere takes up and in, ball 1. Revere, a rare 0 for 4 in the first game this afternoon. And a fastball and a strike. Carmona, the opening day starter for the Indians. That start didn't go well for him, to say the least. And the first season been really a bust for Carmona. He's been their least effective starting pitcher this year. Up and away, 2-1. And this is one the Twins have done very well against him. Let him get himself in a defensive count.
Yeah, I mean, this year his walk to innings pitch ratio isn't bad. 33 walks in 105 innings pitched, 62 strikeouts. He has given up 114 hits in 105 innings. But this is where, you know, his ball moves so much, almost like Francisco Liriano, that, you know, if he's under control and he hits the strike zone, he'll pitch well. But early on, you got to let him, like you mentioned, Dick, let him get himself in trouble.
Three and two to Ben Revere. Yeah, and talking with the Indian broadcasters, who of course seen him all year long, they were talking about, oh, if he throws 100 pitches, it'll be 45 balls, 55 strikes. And I thought, well, now where have I heard that before? Because that's exactly been Liriano's problem this year.
Right.
Full count to Revere, who's taken 5 pitches. Chops it up the line. And to the bag, Carlos Santana retires Revere for the first out. Northland Ford defense for the Indians. Michael Brantley in left. Ezekiel Herrera in center. Austin Kearns in right. Hanahan, Cabrera up the middle. Santana at first. And Marson behind the plate.
So we have a Cabrera, and a Carmona on the mound.
They supposed to be strong up the middle. The Indians are Cabreras and Carreras up the middle.
Yeah, with the C on their hat. So I guess they were meant to be Indians.
Here's Casilla. And he fouls it off his front leg. 1 strike. Casilla hitless in the ball game when the Twins have gone well. Of course, for the most part, Revere and Casilla have done a nice job getting on base, and that did not happen this afternoon.
They are called the table setters. They get on base, they make things happen. Both these guys with 13 stolen bases, Revere and Casilla. So you like to get them on base and create a little havoc.
1-1 to Casilla.
Casilla good numbers against Cabrera. 6 hits and 18 at bats with a couple doubles.
Speed pitch over for a strike. 1-2.
That's what one thing they're trying to get Cabrera to do is utilize that off-speed pitch a little bit, Carmona a little bit more.
Rounded to the right side. Nice pickup by Orlando Cabrera, and he throws Casilla out. 2 down. Casilla making a bid for a hit, but the veteran Cabrera cut it off.
Yeah, Cabrera, this ball kind of came up right there. Nice defensive play. And it's no surprise the Indians are in first place because of that man right there, Orlando Cabrera. Seems like every place he ends up, that club usually does pretty well.
That was true when he came to the Twins. The Twins were searching for some stability at shortstop, and he provided that. Here's Mauer. And Mauer takes up and in, ball 1. Twins baseball brought to you in Sony High Definition. Mauer with a good day at the plate. Twins had 7 hits. Mauer got 3 of them. All singles.
Yeah, Mauer 9 for 25 against Cabrera. 360 hitter with a couple against Carmona, a couple doubles. Too many C's for me.
Sails wide, 2-0. Twins want to get the first runs of this game. They were in the stifling heat and humidity, stuck behind 4-0 early in the ball game, and were never able to get on track. We'll see if they can put together a 2-out rally here in the first. 2-0 to Mauer. 3-0 with Kadire on deck.
Carmona, 27 years old, from the Dominican Republic, in his 6th season with the Twins. Here this evening, it's his 137th Major League start.
And that one hit the corner. 3-1. Indians starting pitching has kind of betrayed them in July. They got a good start today from David Huff, his first Major League start of the season. And now obviously they're hoping that Carmona can return to the form he showed a few years ago when he won 19 ball games. That's deep to left field. Off the warning track, still in play. Mauer's got a double, with Brantley getting near the ball but unable to catch it. And Mauer has his 4th hit of this twin bill.
Well, Mauer worked the count in his favor, got a pitch up and hit it the other way. Brantley, as this ball just kept slicing away from him, almost caught up to it on the warning track. Right there, just comes up a little short. And it's a 2-out double for Joe Mauer, his 6th double of the year.
And those are the balls, and Mauer hit one earlier this homestand as well that seemed to carry and go out at the Metrodome, but they have not here. So here is Kadire. Drove in the 2 Twins runs with a home run in the 9th inning against Chad Durbin. Up and in, ball 1. Kadire trying to bring Mauer in. Inside, 2-0.
17 pitches, 8 strikes, 9 balls. Manny Acta in his 2nd season as manager of the Indians, also managed the Washington Nationals for about 2.5 seasons.
And Kadire takes a fastball and a strike, 2-1. One of the problems Carmona has had this year, we saw it last year with Twins sinker baller Nick Blackburn. He's given up a lot of home runs. All of last year he only gave up 17. He's already given up 15 this year.
I'm sure it's a lot of it because of where he's at in the count. You know, falling behind Mauer. Now 2-1 pitch to Kadire here. A lot of times that sinker will go into the swing of a lot of right-handers.
Tapped foul. Well, here's what happened this afternoon. The Twins were down 5-0 at the time.
Yeah, in the 9th inning off of Chad Durbin, Michael Kadire, a line drive home run, his 14th of the year. And the Twins still lost 5-2.
Kadire trying to get a 2-out hit here. Get the Twins their first lead of this series. Came inside, and even from up here you get a sense of how that ball almost bores in on a right-handed batter.
Yeah, if he starts at middle in, that ball will end up right on the inner half of the plate, and then a lot of right-handers get jammed like Kadire did right there. So really tell yourself to get the barrel of the bat out, and that's why they're trying to teach him a little bit of an off-speed pitch, because so many right-handers open up so quickly. You can work the outer half of the plate with that changeup or get that hard slider over.
Already 20 pitches for Carmona.
Carmona with 50 major league wins, but 61 major league losses.
Another 2-2. And Kadire shoots it to right, hanging in the air though for Kearns, and that ends the inning. Well, the Twins made Carmona work a lot in the first inning, but they come up empty.
Roy Smalley, I know you're down in that camera well where it's nice and toasty. Your first major league at-bat or your first major league ball game, maybe compared to what maybe Scott Diamond's feeling this afternoon?
Well, you know, Bert, I think it's similar, actually, because best of all worlds is get the game right away. Don't have to be sitting around thinking about stuff. My first big league game, when I came up because Davey Nelson had broken his ankle, and I was going to just be an extra guy. Second game I'm there, I'm sitting there minding my own business, watching a game, and Toby Harrah, the shortstop, got plunked in the elbow, and I was in the game. I didn't even have time to think. I think Scott Diamond not being up here a long time, this is actually better. Just get right in the game and start throwing strikes.
Well, I know Ron Gardenhire debated about whether having him, whether he should start this afternoon's game or tonight's game, and the feeling was, look, let him get in here, see what a big crowd looks like, get a feel for the ballpark. Another ground ball to third. Valencia sets. And Kadire with that dangerous catch up the line makes the catch, one away. And the feeling was, look, let's let him watch a game first and then come back and pitch the nightcap.
I think that's very important rather than, you know, I'm sure he just flew in. All of a sudden you come to the ballpark for the first time and they say, oh, by the way, you're starting in game one.
Yeah.
You know, at least got his feet wet a little bit, got familiar with the clubhouse, the locker, some of his teammates.
Well, he's gotten 4 outs on 8 pitches, and I'm a little surprised the Indians are going after him as early in the count as they are. Of course, he's thrown strikes, but they've never seen this guy before. I would think that a veteran like Cabrera, Orlando Cabrera, would take a few pitches here. It's no fun being up there 0-2, but
right.
And now 1-1.
And I think that's, you know, a young pitcher. It's very important to attack early. Exactly what Scott's been able to do is get ahead in the count. Be aggressive with that fastball, and he's going to rely on Joe Mauer to call the game. That slider left up a little bit.
And he'll need to get that and at least one other pitch over, other than his fastball, or the Indians will catch on to that pretty quickly. 2-1. And a skip shot to Casilla, who's at short. 5 outs, 4 of them on the ground, and a good start for Scott Diamond. As part of our Fox Sports Supports charitable initiative, we're proud to wear pins during the 2011 season on Fox Sports North, supporting Stand Up to Cancer. It's work to fund groundbreaking research that helps accelerate treatment to patients. For more info, visit standuptocancer.org/Fox Sports. So 2 quick outs here in the second, and now Austin Kearns.
Austin Kearns hitting a solo home run off Matt Capps in the top of the 9th inning, made it a 5-0 ball game.
And we've talked about your debut. One maybe part we haven't asked about or you haven't shared with us. How long did you have to wait? You were called up in the middle of the night in Boston. And then you did not start the next day, I presume.
No, I had about 3-4 days to kind of get ready for it. What I got to watch, though, Jim Perry and Jim Cott pitch.
Okay.
So how they prepared for a ball game. Kitty, kitty, kitty.
1-1.
Kitty Kopp's going to be in Cooperstown. Looking forward to seeing him again. He should already be there, though, as a player.
How about this? Pair of 1, 2, 3 innings. 7 pitches in the first inning, 8 in the second.
Dick and Bert a moment ago talking about Denard Span and Jason Kubel playing in Rochester. A little bit more good news as Justin Morneau has returned to baseball-related activities. And tonight's Sanford Health Injury Update, he's taking ground balls and he's playing catch. That's a big step forward. Head athletic trainer Rick McWayne before the day game today said the last thing Morneau will do, Dick and Bert, is swing the bat. Of course, he had the surgery to relieve pressure for that pinched nerve in his neck. But he is back to baseball-related activity and taking ground balls. He still is on track for a return sometime early to mid-August.
Very nice to see Justin Morneau playing some catch and taking some ground balls, talking to Carl Pavano.
Here's Delman Young leading off the second for the Twins against Fausto Carmona.
Carmona 21 pitches in that first inning.
And Young takes ball one. Young, Valencia, and Hughes trying to get the game's first run here in the second. Back to Carmona. He gets the glove on it and lobs it to Santana, one away. Hitting coach Joe Vavra talking about the proper approach against Fausto Carmona.
There's no secret with Fausto Carmona. He can get a little wild, can be effectively wild, and really deceptive with his delivery and kind of violent with his delivery. So you got to kind of got to be patient, and sometimes in the past we've been real patient. First time through the order, and it's been successful. In the past, we've had to be aggressive when he's throwing the ball over. So if he's attacking the zone, you got to be aggressive.
So Roy Smalley, basically what Joe is saying is that you have to look for your pitch and hope once you get it, you drive it somewhere.
Really true, Bert. I really believe that the best way to hit against a guy like Carmona, who's got good stuff but tends to be wild, is to go up there aggressively looking for a ball, a pitch like it's 3-1, and you get the ball right where you want it, or you don't swing.
This one off the glove of Asdrubal Cabrera. He made a similar play in game one, and Valencia gets a one-out single here in the second.
Yeah, that's a lot like Danny Valencia's first at-bat in game one. He got a base hit on a ball where his lower part of his body, I remember, Roy, you were talking about that, it kind of, went out, but he kept those hands back very nicely.
Yeah, he does a good job of that most times when he's not, especially when he's not trying to pull the ball too aggressively. But just to complete the thought against Cabrera, he's got such good stuff that if you swing at tough strikes, balls on the perimeter of the zone, you're going to make outs. That stuff is just too good. But he will give you a ball in the middle of the plate almost once a time at bat. So if you just get up there and look for that till you get two strikes, I really think you can have some success, because if you don't swing at the tough pitches, he'll get you 3-1, 2-0 a lot, and you'll get a real cookie to hit.
Where Carmona has really struggled with his control and generally his pitching from the stretch with guys on base. He's given up a very high average with men in scoring position.
Yeah, batters hitting .341 with runners on and .315 with runners in scoring position.
That's not very good.
No.
And there goes Valencia, and the pitch chopped to the left side. So Valencia gains second base on the chopper, 2 down. And that'll bring up Trevor Plouffe.
Might have been a hit and run put on right there, and Hanahan made a nice play.
Yeah, that was a hit and run. A good job by Luke Hughes to get his bat on that ball. That was a nasty pitch. And as a hitter, your job is to make contact first and foremost. You have to make contact. If you find a hole, great, but you can't swing and miss it or let it go.
See the notice about the game on the Armed Forces Network as this afternoon's game one was. Glad to have you with us. Here's Trevor Plouffe.
Yes, God bless you all, and thank you.
Twins had a chance in the second inning this afternoon to get the first run of the game. Plouffe hit by a pitch, and that'll bring up Repko.
Well, and that's one thing, Carmona, he's all over the place. That's his 8th hit batsman of the year. So just going fastball, and the ball just riding in and getting a piece of Plouffe, and he'll be awarded first base.
Again, the command for Carmona not there, pitching from the stretch. And so the Twins have 2 on with 2 out, and Repko at the plate. Repko has the average up to 247.
Off the plate, ball one, close pitch.
Tim Belcher, the pitching coach, watching his big right-hander.
One and 0 to Jason Repko. Outside 2-0. Repko doesn't have a home run this year, as you see. He's not known for his power. But if you look at the outfield alignment, and the center fielder Carrera is almost playing on the line between the left fielder and the center fielder. It's almost like that game we used to play 3 across. We'll see if Repko can find a gap. This one lofted lazily down the right field line. And for the second inning in a row, the Twins threaten. But Kearns makes a catch for the third out. Brought to you by Explore Minnesota. Visit exploreminnesota.com to plan your next Minnesota vacation today. A famous landmark in northern Minnesota, the headwaters of the Mississippi River and Lake Itasca State Park. The world's 4th longest river begins right there. And the park totals more than 32,000 acres and includes more than 100 lakes. Strike one to Jack Hanahan. So far, so perfect for Scott Diamond.
Yeah, 6 of 7 batters have been able to get ahead. Strike one.
There's the first hit. A drive to center field, and Hanahan's aboard with a leadoff single. Lou Marson will hit next. You can ask a question online at carsoup.com/baseball. Glenn Swanson from Denver, Colorado, wondering, do hitters dread doubleheaders, or do they like getting more at bats in a day?
That's a good question. Roy Smalley, you're going to have to answer that. Did you enjoy doubleheaders?
You know, I wasn't crazy about doubleheaders, except I did like hitting doubleheaders. I always felt like I was going to get 3 hits in the 2 games, and that usually that statistically works out pretty well for you if you can get 3 hits in a day. I don't know why I felt that, Bert. I just did.
I like pitching doubleheaders because I could pitch that first game usually and then sit back and watch the ball game the second one. Already at ice down. Nice.
Right, you did that for the 4 days before you pitched the first one.
There's a strike, 1-1.
Well, see, we didn't have too many split day doubleheaders, Roy. Our doubleheaders, you know, back when we played, were basically right after each other.
Right. Go in and change your shirt and go get them.
Right.
1-1 to Marson. Roy and I were talking a little bit about that before the second game, how it used to be the only place you would have a split doubleheader was Fenway Park in Boston because of the small capacity, and they could not do, as the Twins can not do now, hand out rain checks because they sell so many tickets. There aren't enough open seats over the course of the year to have all the rain checks redeemed.
And with the salary structure that is today, clubs need the day-night doubleheaders. The Twins drew over 39,000 in Game 1, even though there may be 30,000 here. That's the ticket sold. And, of course, it looks like another capacity crowd, another sellout here tonight.
That's a great point, Bert. I think if I'm a player today with the salaries where they are, even though I don't like the idea of the split doubleheaders, I'm happy to do that because you recognize you have to get 2 gates in. You have to get a gate in for every game.
Right.
Well, I think you're talking about, if my quick math is accurate, you got, average ticket price of whatever it is, $30, $40, $50 times 40,000 fans. You're talking about a gate of over $1 million for the Twins in this.
You want to give me that? I'll do my California math on it.
I think my Minnesota math that took about 3 seconds is at least as accurate. 2-2 to Marson.
Well, Marson more of a defensive catcher than an offensive catcher, hitting .239 in his 3rd season with the Indians.
See if Diamond can get another ground ball here. And a step off. Ron Gardenhire saying Diamond, of course the Twins saw him a little bit in spring training. They they said he's got a good pickoff move. He needs to be more aware of the runners at first, and they thought in spring training sometimes he ignored the runners. There's a drive to right center field. Revere over, makes a nice running catch. Boy, he covers a lot of ground. When you think of where he was to where he ended up catching the ball, in a short period of time, he covered it easily.
Well, you talk about guys with cat-like instincts and to play center field. Denard Span has it. Ben Revere has it. Torrey Hunter has it. The guy in the booth next to us, Rick Manning, a former teammate of mine, that's a color analyst. He had it. Played very good center field.
You're talking about John Gordon there for a while. Hey, I saw John at the end of the first game today. He had his shoes and socks off.
I have my shoes off now.
You do?
Yes.
Here's
Did not
Carrera.
bring my wooden shoes with me. There's Rick Manning. Archie. Good teammate. Great defensive player.
He could really go get it in center, couldn't he, Bert?
Yep.
The one thing about these center fielders that we've been talking about, they all reach top speed really quickly, too.
Yeah.
Once they get going, it doesn't take them long to get going. They're at top speed on their first or second step.
Yeah, that's why I say that cat-like instincts. How a cat can just jump at you. And good concentration. You think that, they're standing right behind the pitcher. They're watching the ball off the bat the best they can. But my goodness, how many times did we see, Ben Revere or Torrey Hunter, as soon as that ball is hit, boy, they almost know exactly where that ball is headed.
1-1. And that's bunted foul off of Mauer, 1-2. Well, we saw it years ago with Kirby Puckett, too.
Yeah.
Mauer might have taken that bunt attempt off a leg. Indians put Grady Sizemore back on the disabled list. And that will mean more playing time for Carrera. Sizemore, there's some concern. We'll take a look at this bunt attempt. Right off the kneecap, the shin guard over the kneecap. There's some concern that Sizemore may be going through on his right knee what he went through last year and might require that microfracture surgery, which would put him on the shelf for the rest of this year.
Not good for a talented young kid like Grady Sizemore.
1-2 to the number 9 batter. And a Tapper foul. Talked with Sizemore a little bit this morning as he came to the ballpark. And, it really is a shame. The Twins have had a hard time keeping Joe Mauer on the field and in the lineup. And similarly, the Indians have just had a terrible time with Sizemore over the years. And they were and are, in Mauer's case, the franchise players for the two teams. And Carrera does a nice job making contact. This afternoon, some of the fans who had tickets did not use them. And here tonight, just about every seat will be filled. And you can see the field itself covered in shade, much more comfortable for the players after playing in the baking sunlight this afternoon. A line drive to Kadire for out number 2, and he was about 6 inches from the base.
I think Kadire maybe forgot how many outs there were right there. Kind of a check swing, soft line drive to Kadire. And he caught this ball in front of the bag. You see him pop out. And almost headed back toward the dugout.
You're right. Yep. So 2 down, and Brantley the hitter. Diamond has pitched well first time through the Cleveland order. Just now in the third, trying to pitch around Hanahan's leadoff single. And a step off. These are all things the Twins wanted Diamond to work on when it became apparent he was not going to open up the season with the Twins. They swung a deal with the Braves to keep Diamond because there were some things they liked, including his pickoff move, his ability to hold runners. They just wanted him to be more conscious of that. Ball 1.
Yeah, left-handers always have the advantage because, you know, you can lift that right leg up and hold it a second where that runner at first isn't sure. You can give him different looks. Hanahan, not a guy to, you know, try to steal a base. He has a couple stolen bases in 3 attempts, but these are guys you want to work on, little moves like that.
And there it is. And Diamond, within his season at Rochester, really had 2 different seasons. He struggled in the first month and a half, 2 months, but over the last month or so, the Twins saw a lot of improvement. And that's one of the reasons why he got the call here for tonight's game.
Yeah, last time he pitched was July 7th. He pitched 7 very good innings.
Trying to do what Matt Fox did last year. And years ago against the Indians, a guy by the name of Dave Gassner, an Ohio native who pitched in Cleveland against the Indians and really handcuffed the very good Indian lineup at the time. And then he made one more start, got hurt, and we never heard from him again.
Yeah, you know what? Again, I think, you know, young kids coming up always have the advantage. I felt I had the advantage when I first came up because they hadn't seen my fastball. They didn't know if it ran or moved or jumped at them, and they didn't see my curveball. So even, you know, in today's technology of videos and all that, I mean, they probably have seen videos on Scott Diamond and what he features. But back in the 70s, no. It's more word of mouth.
Right
so
now,
you want to go out and be aggressive.
I think right now first base is sounding pretty good to Joe Mauer. That's the second foul tip he's taken this inning. 2-1. That looked pretty close to a balk.
Sandy Alomar Jr. will be whispering to Jack Hanahan at first base.
See,
he stepped.
That front foot almost was more toward home plate than first base.
There's that 45-degree angle that umpires look at.
Inside now 3-1.
You know, when I say 45-degree angle between where you land and where it is toward the pitching rubber to where you land, there's a 45-degree angle that you have to kind of come across like that right there. If you step too much toward home plate and then throw over to first, they'll call a balk.
Pulled down the line and a fair ball. Hanahan round second. On his way to third. Plouffe fires it into the cutoff man, and they'll slam on the brakes at third base. So a leadoff double, now a 2-out, or leadoff single, a 2-out double, and a threat for Asdrubal Cabrera here in the third.
Yeah, Brantley got a pitch up and hammered it down that left field line. It's up to Trevor Plouffe to get that ball back in as quick as possible. Too much of the plate right there. Brantley putting a good swing on it. Trevor Plouffe hustling into that corner. Get it back in, barehanded, hit that cutoff man, and then Hanahan stops at third base.
This afternoon we were scoreless in the top of the third inning, and then the Indians scored 4 times, 3 runs coming on an Asdrubal Cabrera home run. And now it's Cabrera hitting with 2 on and 2 out in the third tonight. To center. Hit well. Revere going back. Makes the catch. He caught the first out coming in. He caught the final out going out.
Yep, I mean, cat-like instincts right there, going back, making a nice running catch. And Scott Diamond says, thank you very much, Ben Revere. I got out of the inning.
And for all that, if you'd like to cast your vote for the Arby's Value Player of the Game, you can do so. It's the word value followed by a space in the player's name to short code 234234. So Ben Revere will lead off the third inning, looking for his first hit in this doubleheader. So earlier the question was, do hitters like doubleheaders? And Roy Smalley said he did. And you can understand the logic behind hitting 2 games in, picking up 3 hits. But Revere right now has got an 0 for 5 going in this doubleheader. Every once in a while you'll see about a Reed with another comebacker to the mound. Second time Revere's done that. How a batter will have a 16, 17 inning game and go 0 for 7, or a doubleheader where he goes 0 for 7. 1 down, and Saturday the Twins will be hosting the Tigers, and it's the second DQ cap night of the 2011 season. The first 20,000 fans at the ballpark will get a cap. First pitch Sunday at 3:10. And to check on ticket availability, call 800-33-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com.
And last night in Tampa Bay, you know, the Sunday night game of the week, it was Boston against the Tampa Bay Rays, and that went 16 innings, nothing until the top of the 16th inning when Dustin Pedroia picked up his 3rd hit of the 5 hits Boston had. So there were some offers in that ball game, not only for the Red Sox but also for the Rays.
1-0 to Casilla. He's 0 for 5 in this doubleheader so far. 2-0. And Carmona wants a different baseball. Carmona looks to me like he's changed his uniform top. Even in the first inning, looked like he had soaked through his jersey. 3-0.
Well, you know, you warm up out in that bullpen where there's not a lot of breeze. At least tonight, Dick, the flags are blowing a little bit. You know, where this afternoon's ball game, they weren't blowing at all. They're blowing straight down. So there's a little bit of a breeze, which is going to help the players.
See you trying to get aboard. It's 3-0. He'll be taking here. takes a strike.
I mentioned in game one, and when I pitched in Texas, and it was as hot as this, if not hotter. You changed your jersey. I did about every 2 or 3 innings, depending on how long the inning was. So you get tired backing up third and home all the time.
3-1, and now 3-2. So important, and David Huff did a good job of it for the Indians this afternoon. Get out there, throw strike one, get ahead of hitters. Things move along. You get your team off the field.
Yeah, good tempo.
And Swarzak really struggled in that 1 inning, and it ended up costing him the ball game. Another 3-2 coming to the Twins shortstop. That's hit to right and trapped by Kearns. It's a base hit, and Casillas going to go to second, and he is safe. What a great play by Alexi Casilla.
That's what you like to see, the little extra effort right there. And Casilla, when he hit this ball, it had a lot of top spin on it. But you know what? He didn't stand and watch. He hustled down that line, and he saw Kearns kind of battle, take that basically this pitch brought him to his knees. Casilla saw it and said, you know what? I can get to second because of the way that Austin Kearns got up. Or didn't get up and threw the ball back in from his knees.
Here's Bauer with 4 hits in the series, and a hit here to the outfield you would think, get the Twins their first lead.
Yeah, that's a hustle double right there by Casilla.
Now you watch Casilla running down the line, and his running style, at least in that instance, reminded me a little bit of Rod Carew, who looked like he was hardly running, just kind of gliding along, and then he had that Casilla from first to second had that little extra burst of speed.
All the years I played, Dick, one of the prettiest things I ever saw was Rod Carew hitting a triple.
Yeah.
My goodness. He was gliding around the bases.
There's an off-speed pitch missing, and it's 2-0. So the Twins got a runner into scoring position in the first, didn't score him. A runner into scoring position in the second, and didn't score him. So we'll see what they can do here with Mauer and presumably Kadire hitting here with Casilla at second.
The only other player I saw do that with a triple was Devon White. Remember him with the Angels and also Toronto?
It only took him 7 strides from home plate to third.
Boy, he was fun to watch hit a triple. Roy Smalley saying Willie Wilson. Yeah, see, I didn't like Willie Wilson because he got a lot of them off me.
And another off-speed pitch. Mauer takes it for a strike. 2-1. Joe's batting average on a steady climb. It's up to 281.
Well, if I'm pitching to Joe Mauer right now, if I'm going to go fastball, I'm going to go hard in and then slow stuff, because right now Joe is hitting the ball toward left field, left center so well, that fastball up the middle.
Into center field. Casilla to third. He's being waved around. Carrera fumbles it, and Mauer has an RBI single and his 5th hit in this doubleheader.
Well, Joe must have been thinking the same thing, because Carmona did go inside, but Joe still able to fight it off and hit it into short center field. They're going inside. You can see Marson. I mean, Carmona hit the glove, but Joe, look how quick he opened up. My goodness, that's a beautiful swing. An RBI single. Casilla scores, and the Twins take a 1-0 lead. For Mauer, his 14th RBI of the year.
And Casilla's hustling a single into a double leads to a run.
Good point right there. Very good point.
Well, here's Kadire. Hit a liner to Kearns his first time up. And strike one. away, 1-1. Revere, Casilla, Mauer, Kadire, Young, Valencia. The first 6 batters all playing both games of this doubleheader. And the Indians coming back with 6 starters as well from the game this afternoon. And this afternoon the Twins had their regular catcher at first base and now have him behind the plate. And the Indians did it the other way. They had Santana catching this afternoon, and he's the first baseman. And they're sitting over there at first base right now, maybe talking about the subtleties of playing first base. Mauer being asked to do what Santana did already last year, play first base as a secondary position. Two and one to Kadire. Three and one. Delman Young on deck, and only 1 out in the inning.
Carmona has found himself in this situation quite often already, behind an account. 3-1 pitch. Kadire should get a pitch to hit right here. Boy, a nasty pitch right there. You take it.
Checked his swing and took a strike.
Marson sitting outer half of the plate. Carmona clipping the corner. Now see if they send Joe Mauer right here.
Kadire's been a little strikeout prone lately. Mauer goes. Laced up the middle. And Mauer around second. Spun his wheels, and now he's got to get back to the bag. You know, there seems to be a trouble spot in the infield dirt right around second base. Because it looked like Joe kind of spun out. Remember the other day, that's where Revere's problems began.
And then later in the ballgame, Matt Tolbert hit that same spot. But Kadire with Mauer running. What makes this play and keeps Mauer at second base is that the way that the center fielder Carrera charges the ball and then gets it back in, throws behind Mauer, but Mauer able to get back. Watch Joe right here. Well, see, he's tripped on the bag itself.
And once he did that, he gave up any hope of trying to get to third base. Get Belcher to the mound. The Twins with some success. 3 straight hits here against Carmona.
A quick trip to the mound by Tim Belcher.
Delman Young hit a comebacker his first time. I remember at the Metrodome on the first artificial turf there, it was very springy, but it was also very slick. There weren't any of the long fibers that we had on the last go around with the artificial turf when the Twins played there. And Kent Hrbek would trail the runner, as first basemen are often expected to do on a double, and the runners would run through the dirt at second base and try to stop on that slick turf. And there were at least a half dozen times where the runners slipped. Hrbek was there at the bag, and the Twins got out. So that was a long, long time ago.
Home field advantage.
Yeah.
You got to love it. Knowing your field.
Outside to Delman Young. 50 pitches for Fausto Carmona, and he only has gotten 7 outs.
And you can see the strike to ball ratio a lot like Francisco Liriano.
One and one. Somewhere, I suppose, in the 40s, maybe the 50s, pitching coaches came up with the saying, throw strikes, Babe Ruth is dead. And really, when you think about it and you look at all the trouble that a pitcher gets himself into if he doesn't throw strikes, there's a lot of truth to that. Snap bat, a weak little pop-up infield fly rule will be called. Young is out.
Yeah, that's one of those fastballs that just kept riding in on Delman, and basically Delman jammed himself.
So the Twins have one on the board, 2 runners out there, and Valencia at the plate.
Danny, a base hit to lead off the second inning, with 1 out, a 1-out single in the second inning. Leading the club with 47 RBIs on the year. Kadire right behind him with 46.
Mauer's at second. He drove in the run. Kadire's at first. He backed up Mauer's single with one of his own. Valencia's just kind of been stuck in the 220s for a while, it seems like. A hit getting his average to 231. We just haven't seen Danny collect hits in bunches. Seems like it's been forever since he's had a 2 or 3 hit night. And so he got a hit in his first at bat. We'll see if he can back it up with another 1 or 2 tonight.
Well, second on the club in home runs with 10. First in doubles with 18. So I'll take one of those 2. Either one.
One strike to the Twins' third baseman. Splintered bat and a roller to Asdrubal Cabrera. And that ends the inning. 3 straight hits for the Twins, 1 run, and they've got their first lead of the doubleheader. Right.
Yeah.
Well, which player has the most home runs versus the Twins in a Cleveland uniform? There might be a guy playing for the Twins right now. Well, let's go back since 1961. The great Cleveland power hitters, Rocky Colavito,
Andre Thornton hit a lot of home runs.
Yeah.
How about Albert Bell?
Could be. Manny Ramirez. We're throwing out a lot of names because for those of you who weren't with us this afternoon, they threw us a 4-part question, and we got all 4 parts.
Nailed it.
Here's Travis Hafner. We'll see how Scott Diamond prospers with a 1-0 lead.
And we did not even need the media guide.
Who didn't need the media? No, we didn't. You're right. Strike 1. All right, we've seen Diamond now for 3 innings and some change here in the 4th. Looks like he's got pretty much a true overhand delivery.
Yeah, you know what? The first time around, he challenged him with a fastball, got ahead in the count. 8 of 12 so far. Gets strike 1. 2 curveballs right there to Hafner. First one for a strike, and that one just missing a little bit.
All right, so we were wondering what his out pitch was. He talked about his out pitch. What's his out pitch?
Well, so far he's got 9 outs, so those are his out pitches. He hasn't had a strikeout yet.
Nice pickup by Valencia and a hot smash off the bat of Hafner. He's getting a lot of ground balls, although all 3 outs really were line drive outs in the 3rd inning. For the most part, he's been able to get them to hit it on the ground. 1 down in the 4th, and here's Carlos Santana. Indians started out 30-15. And really made a lot of headlines in the first month and a half. Lost their first 2 home games and then didn't lose again for the rest of the month. And people all around baseball are wondering if they'll fade. Some people expecting them to fade. But they really haven't buckled. They, like any team, they've had some stretches where things haven't gone well. But there hasn't been that period of 3-4 weeks where they've just fallen off the map like the Royals have.
Right.
Or now the Mariners have really struggled. The A's had that spell about a month ago. There's a strike, 1-2.
There's a good curveball right there, straight over the top. Take a look at this curveball.
2-2.
Diamond in the minor leagues, 32 wins, 28 losses, a career minor league ERA at 3.52, just over 500 innings pitched in the minors.
The ground ball. Casilla digs it out. Over to Cuddyer, 2 down. Orlando Cabrera will hit next. Fans stop by the Twins Pro Shop in Minnetonka Thursday from noon to 1 and see Ben Revere, courtesy of Majestic Athletic. Twins Pro Shops are great places to gear up with the latest Twins apparel. They're located in Apple Valley, Roseville, and Minnetonka. And remember to stop by and see Ben Revere in Minnetonka, not too far from the Ridgedale Shopping Center, coming up on Thursday. 2 gone. Here's Orlando Cabrera to center, and Revere catches it. And on 9 pitches, Diamond has a 1-2-3-4. He's only thrown 43 pitches tonight. Is brought to you by Grand Casino. The best stories start here. And by AT&T. A hot, muggy night at Target Field. The Twins with a 1-0 lead. They'll try to build on that in the bottom of the 4th inning. Bottom third of the lineup facing Fausto Carmona. Only one other game of any magnitude regarding the American League Central race. Chicago's in Kansas City to open up a series. And the White Sox have a 2-0 lead on Kyle Davies. Mark Burley usually does very well against the Royals, and he's got an early lead. Hughes with a bouncer to third his first time up. 1-0 here as he begins the bottom of the 4th inning. Two and 0.
Now, Twins have 5 hits in a ball game. Carmona has yet to walk a batter or strike out a batter, as Scott Diamond has done the same. No walks, no strikeouts so far in the first 3 innings for each starter. Diamond with 4 innings so far.
Little roller up the middle, easy play for Cabrera. Asdrubal Cabrera over to Carlos Santana, 1 away. Arby's and Fox Sports North are giving you a chance to win a trip for 2 to Fort Myers, Florida. You can even go in January when it's really nice to go to Florida. Simply pick up an Arby's It's Good Mood Food code card every Friday at any participating Arby's. Then log on to foxsportsnorth.com. Click on the Fan Zone tab, enter the code for the chance to win. Got to be 18 or older, though, and you have to be a member of the Fan Zone. So go to foxsportsnorth.com and get more details. Here's Trevor Plouffe. He was hit by a pitch back in the 2nd inning and was stranded at first. Well, Carmona fell behind Hughes but got him on a ground ball. Now he's fallen behind Plouffe.
Well, Carmona, you want to get ahead, and Carmona's had a tough time doing that.
Twins bench is really thin with the demotion of Matt Tolbert. Popped up center field. Herrera coming in. Kearns is coming in. And Carrera with the catch out, number 2.
Oh, we have some Circle Me guests up here. Mr. Potato Head, what did you do to me? Very nice. Welcome up to the booth from Red Wing, Minnesota. Welcome. Enjoy the game.
Little pun on being a commentator, see? Because you're a commentator.
Oh, is that what that means?
See?
Oh, I get it now.
See, it's great for you to come up here, but sometimes my role is to explain the signs to him. So
it's the Dutch in me.
Here's Jason Repko taking up an in ball 1. Now Carmona's not had a 1-2-3 inning. And Repko will try to roll the lineup around and get Revere to the plate. Popped up, a foul ball, and Hanahan watches it drift back over his dugout, out of play. One and one. Twins with at least 1 hit in every inning, and they bunched 3 of them together in the 3rd to score a run. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2. Repko's been used as a defensive replacement late for Trevor Plouffe in some ball games in this homestand, and today he gets the start in left field. Plouffe gets the start in right.
Yeah, Repko, one of those players who brings a lot of energy to a lineup. Good defensive player. Get a base hit right here. Ouch.
Awful, sickening sound. Low throw, Santana digs it out, and Carmona has his first 1-2-3 inning. at Target Field, a very muggy night. But so far, Robbie Ince-Mikowski, Roy Smalley, Bert Blylev, and Dick Bramer with a Twins lead. And a very impressive Major League debut for Scott Diamond. 90 degrees, but it feels like 101. And Diamond drops a curve on the outside corner on his first pitch to Austin Kearns here in the 5th.
Yeah, he did the same thing to Travis Hafner to start the 4th inning. Good curveball, get strike, get it over the plate for a strike.
Tapper to third. Valencia charges. Fires on the run. One away. A lot of ground ball outs. And that's going to bode well for Scott Diamond here down the road if he can continue to get the Indians to beat it into the turf.
Yeah, 8 ground ball outs to go with 5 fly ball outs so far.
You know, this is
doing a good job of getting strike one, Dick. 11 of 15.
This is a emergency start, if you will. Scott Baker going on the disabled list yesterday. Scott Diamond called up to start the game, but I'm sure he realizes we're going to have another one of these down the road. The Twins are deciding today, or announcing today. Here's a pop-up down the left field line, and Repko with the catch, out number 2. The Twins have a makeup game at home against the White Sox, and they will make that game up now on Labor Day. So I'm sure Diamond thinking, you know what? I do okay here. Even if I get sent back down, we're going to have another one of these split double headers on Labor Day. If I leave a good impression, I'll get another shot at all this.
Well, so far, so good. Outstanding. Only 2 hits allowed. Both of those coming in the 3rd inning.
2 down. He had the 1 scare in the 3rd, a leadoff single, a 2-out double, 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. Asdrubal Cabrera hit the ball hard, but Revere caught it, and he's retired the next 5 batters after that. Here's Lou Marson hit a liner to Revere, charging in short center field his first time up. There's another one that'll hit in the grass, and Plouffe is going to try to cut it off. He does, juggles it, and now Marson goes into second with a 2-out double. Plouffe showing off a little speed in the outfield. He was able to cut that ball off. That might have kept Marson from taking 3rd on this extra base hit.
Well, fastball, and Marson just dropping the barrel of the bat. The ball going to right center. Plouffe hustling after it. Slides. Juggled a little bit right there, but it's a double for Marson. His 6th of the year, and the 3rd hit for the Indians.
Ezequiel Carrera. It's blocked by Mauer. Ball 1.
Well, the 3rd inning, when he did have to give up a couple hits, a single and then the 2-out double. So far, so good. 50 pitches, 34 strikes.
And now up and in 2-0. First base open, but Carrera's a number 9 batter, and Brantley's in the on-deck circle. Brantley has been Cleveland's hottest hitter. Right down the middle.
One reason that the Indians are in first place, you see how they have fared with runners in scoring position.
And this afternoon in that 3rd inning, they went 3 for 3 with men in scoring position. And a walk to the number 9 batter. Now 1st and 2nd, 2 away.
First major league walk for Diamond.
And Mauer to the mound to try to settle down Scott Diamond. Take the Twins with you wherever you go this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv and see every Twins game live or on demand on your computer and your favorite devices. Visit twinsbaseball.com to order. Get more details at MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. And market blackout rules apply. 2 on, 2 out. And here's Brantley, who doubled into the right field corner his last time up. Up and away. Ball 1.
And Rick Anderson, the pitching coach, going to go out and talk to Diamond. In the middle of the diamond. Just maybe trying to overthrow a little bit the last couple. And Andy's going to go out there and try to just get him back down in the strike zone.
This is where I think Rick Anderson is at his best. He's among the best pitching coaches in the game. But of course, any pitching coach is going to deal, I guess, this side of Boston and New York, Philadelphia, you're going to be dealing with young pitchers from time to time who are on the mound with a combination of nerves, inexperience.
Well, you go out there and you find positives to say to the young man. Get the ball down, work with Joe Mauer. Hey, this guy last time, maybe hit the ball middle in, try to get the ball down and away, get yourself a ground ball. Leave it with a positive.
Rick Anderson may have said, look, I faced his father, I got him out. If I can get his father out, you ought to be able to get this guy out.
His dad, Mickey Brantley.
There's a soft liner, and it's going to tie the game.
Whatever he said, it didn't work.
Marson scoring, and it's 1 apiece. First and third, 2 away for Asdrubal Cabrera. And Brantley continues his hot hitting.
Yeah, Brantley got a couple hits in game 1, and this is his second hit here this afternoon, picking up his 39th RBI as that leadoff hitter for Manny Acta. Right off the end of the bat, softly into center field. Marson scores a tying run, and Carrera hustles from first to third.
So now Asdrubal Cabrera, he hit a liner to deep center field. Ben Revere hauled it in for the final out of the third inning. Strike on the outside corner. Into short center, and it'll die for another hit, another Cleveland run. Revere will flip the ball back into second. So a couple of looping liners, and the Indians take a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, he got jammed right there, hit it softly in front of Ben Revere, and Brantley did not even hesitate around second base. Clubs do run on Ben Revere, so Cabrera picks up his 59th RBI. Just fought it off. Revere comes hustling in. Decides to go to second base.
So 4 straight batters have reached after the first 2 outs, and that walk to the number 9 batter has really come back to hurt Scott Diamond. Travis Hafner will hit.
A big out right here. You're down now by 1. Need to get this guy out.
Driven to the gap. Revere trying to chase it down. Gets there. A well-hit ball for the last out of the 5th. But the Indians score twice to take their first lead.
Compliments of Minnesota State Lottery. Bert, this is Felicia and Jack. Okay, they're from Akron, Iowa, and they're on their 25th wedding anniversary, and they come here to a Twins game because on their honeymoon they came to a Twins game. Felicia, why from Iowa spend your honeymoon at a Twins game?
Well, my husband's been a fan his whole life, so that's where we went on our honeymoon.
Okay, now, Kirk, you're getting circled by Bert now. On your 25th wedding anniversary, what does that mean to you, sir?
It means a lot. We got to see him pitch on our honeymoon, too.
How about that, Bert?
Very nice. Congratulations to you. You are hereby circled.
I have some cousins who live in Akron, Iowa. Down and in, ball one. Ben Revere will try to get things started for the Twins. Now down a run. Revere has been held hitless so far in this doubleheader.
To you?
Haven't heard from him in years. I don't know why. And up high, 2-0, and we'll see how Carmona handles a one-run lead here in the middle innings.
He gave up the 3 straight hits in the 3rd inning where the Twins scored the run, but now he's retired 5 straight, a 1-2-3, bottom of the 4th. 65 pitches, 36 strikes, no walks, no strikeouts.
A strike. Revere is 0 for 6 in this series, and 4 times he's hit a comebacker to the mound. He'll try to get a ball to the outfield or chop one in the air, get an infield hit. He's got a dozen of those already this year. Popped up. And a long run for Brantley, but he doesn't get there. 2-2. Royals have tied up the White Sox 2-2, bottom of the 5th. The Twins hoping to get a split of this series. They put some pressure on the Indians, the Tigers, and the White Sox all ahead of them. The last thing you want to do is to take a big step backward by losing a doubleheader. The ground ball. Cabrera has an easy play. Revere retired, 1 away. That'll bring up Alexi Casilla.
9 ground ball outs for Carmona with 4 fly ball outs.
Well, we can talk about his control issues, but he hasn't walked anybody.
Right.
He hit 1 guy. So Casilla, who hit a sinking line drive in front of Austin Kearns, hustled his way into a double and then scored on Mauer's base hit. Strike 1. Popped up center field. Carrera with the catch. 2 outs.
You know, Dick, I think sometimes when you start the game, you mentioned Carmona's first start against the Chicago White Sox on April 1st, opening day. Gave up 10 earned runs in 3 innings. That takes a long time to get that ERA down.
Window concept, window of opportunity. Usually good things happen for the Twins when he hits against the Indians.
Yeah, look at that. 453 batting average. Highest in Major League Baseball against one opponent. Already with 2 hits here.
And the average up to 287. 1 strike. Well, Carmona did what he could to recover from that poor outing. In his next outing, he threw 7 shutout innings at the Red Sox.
You know, the ERA high, I'm just looking at all his outings. He gave up the 10 earned runs on April 1st, and then he gave up 8 earned runs again to Chicago on May 19th, and then 7 earned runs against the Colorado Rockies. Look at that man.
3 for 3 night for Mauer, and he's aboard with a 2-out hit. 6 hits in the series.
I guess you would say he's locked in. Was not missing any pitches. In his last at-bat, he got the RBI single on a pitch in, and this time the ball outer half of the plate. And Joe, you can see, seeing the ball so well, watches it hit off the barrel of the bat and lining it into left center. The Twins have 6 hits. Now we're with half of them.
You know, guys, I said I always felt like I was going to get 3 hits in a doubleheader. Joe thinks he's going to get 7.
Here's Kadire. He's hit the ball hard twice. Lining out to right and then singling in the third right up the middle. And a strike. Well, the Indians got their 2 runs on some 2-out hitting in the 5th. Getting 3 2-out hits and a walk to take a 2-1 lead. Ayers hit the ball hard 3 times in a row. His home run in the 9th this afternoon and the 2 at-bats tonight. Sharply hit. Oh, what a stop at third by Hanahan. And he throws across to get Kadire. A superb play by Jack Hanahan to take an extra base hit away from Michael Kadire.
Forecast for the Twins here in Target Field against the Indians for Game 3 of the series. Partly cloudy and very warm. Temperatures once again starting off in the lower 90s.
More of the same. You know, it gets to a certain point for me. It doesn't make any difference whether it's 93, 98, or 107. It's just too hot to live.
Not even going there.
Carlos Santana will lead off the 6th. The Indians in front 2-1. The Twins will deal with this heat throughout the rest of this homestand, meaning through the Cleveland series, through the Detroit series, and then they'll get a weather break by going to Texas. Santana asking for time. And speaking of Texas, we've gotten an update on Nolan Ryan's condition. The test that he had taken today, there was some concern about a reoccurrence of some heart issues. The test came back negative. They expect he'll be back home in a couple of days. So that's good news.
Yes, very good news.
1 strike to Santana. He's 0 for 2. Then Cabrera will come up. And then Kearns are all 0 for 2 against Scott Diamond. And he delivers 2 strikes to Santana.
You know, baseball talks about Joe DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak, and Nolan Ryan, a guy that I don't think anybody will ever pass in strikeouts. 5,714 strikeouts in his career.
Ooh. Diamond delivers a low throw to Kadire after picking the ball off in front of his chin. One down.
Well, once again, once you let that ball go, you become an infielder. Now you're the closest infielder to that batter, and a lot of hitters try to hit that ball right back up the middle. Diamond's reaction, oh, it hit my glove. Okay, get it over there in the air, but a little throw, and Michael Kadire, a low throw, picks it for the first out.
That's another observation about Ryan. Will there ever be anyone, who will pitch 26 years as he did, and pitch every one of those 26 years as the premier power pitcher of his era?
No, I don't believe so.
I mean, when he was with the Angels, a violent swing by Orlando Cabrera. When he was with the Angels, it was Nolan Ryan from the right side and flame-throwing left-hander Frank Tanana from the left side. And then Tanana had some arm problems, and he became a finesse pitcher, a Tommy John type, if you will.
Right.
Ryan just kept on blowing smoke.
Yeah, maybe a Randy Johnson would be the only other one that I would say, you know, he didn't have the longevity of Nolan, but, I mean, he was a flamethrower from day one to the end of his career.
Even Roger Clemens, as effective as he was through whatever means late in his career,
he had some help.
But he also, you know, picked up pitches, a splitter and a cutter and a sinker, and 3-1. And on the ground, backhanded by Casilla. 2 down. Austin Kearns coming to the plate. And let's find Robbie Innsmikowski.
Well, guys, a lot of people spend their time watching Twins games on Twitter. And there's a unique way to interact all that with compelling statistical analysis. It's Game Connect on FoxSportsNorth.com. Log on right now. You see the Twitter feed on the right-hand side. So all of you tweeters out there who do nothing but Twitter during the game, log on and have your Twins discussion along with the stats. Everything's right there to back it up, plus stats around the league across the top of the bar. Game Connect on FoxSportsNorth.com, Dick and Bert.
Good job, Robbie Innsmikowski.
Austin Kearns rolls one up the middle, a 2-out single. This is where the hitting got a little dicey for Diamond in the 5th inning after Marson doubled with 2 out. Before Diamond could get the 3rd out, the Indians had a couple of runs. Time to check the Century Link high-speed pitch.
Oh, Fausto Carmona with that good sinker. He's been clocked as high as 96. Or Scott Diamond, more of a finesse type pitcher at 90. 1 walk for Diamond, no strikeouts yet.
Jack Hanahan might have preserved the Indians' lead with a great defensive play in the bottom of the 5th inning. And now he'll hit with 2 out in the 6th.
Yeah, that was a major league play right there by Hanahan. An outstanding play off the bat of Kadire.
Hanahan has stuck around because of his defense. And his average has taken a tumble as the season has worn on, but 1 for 2 tonight.
Signed by the Tigers back in 2001 out of the University of Minnesota. Played for the Tigers at the major league level, the Oakland A's, the Mariners, and now in his first season with the Indians.
Runner goes, and the pitch fouled back. Hanahan trying to shoot one through the shortstop hole. 1-2.
Born in St. Paul, Creighton-Durham High School in St. Paul. Some pretty good athletes out of that school.
A couple of good umpires, too. 1-2 to Hanahan. Up and away. Diamond from Guelph, Ontario. And at some point he hopes to pitch with fellow Canadian natives Justin Morneau and Rene Tassoni.
Diamond becoming the 8th Canadian wearing a Twins uniform.
And he locks up Hanahan with a curveball.
Strikeout.
6 pretty good innings for Scott Diamond, but he trails 2-1.
1-0 lead in the bottom of the third inning. Joe Mauer, an RBI single. That scored Alexi Casilla. But the Indians in the fifth inning with 2 outs, a double by Marson, and then the walk to Carrera. And then the RBI single by Michael Brantley, and then a Asdrubal Cabrera with an RBI single. Gave the Indians a 2-1 lead. Hits are even at 6 apiece.
Twins have a couple of doubles. So far, Delman Young doesn't have a hit. Based on what he's done since his return to the lineup, he's due for a hit, maybe even a double. Seeing Fausto Carmona. Swing and a miss, 1 strike. Carmona with 75 pitches, 20 of them in the first inning. Pop up, short center. And Carrera comes in. 1 down. That'll bring up Valencia. Valencia with a single and a ground ball to short. Mentioned that Carmona's been susceptible to giving up the home run ball this year. And he drives a fastball down the middle of the plate. Strike 1 to Valencia.
Carmona, no walks, no strikeouts, 10 ground ball outs, 6 fly ball outs.
That's hit well to left field. Tie game.
Oh, that was that fastball that came running in about bell tie, and Danny Valencia opened up and hits his 11th home run of the year.
And he does have a 2-hit night so far.
Take a look at that pitch right down the heart of the plate, and a little runner inner half, and Danny got all of it. A line drive home run for Danny Valencia.
So now Carmona's given up 16 home runs this year after giving up just 17 all of last year. And a first pitch strike by Luke Hughes. Checked his swing. Just off the plate, 1-1. Hughes fouls it to the screen. 1-2. Indians, if they hope to stay in the race, win the race, they're going to need much better starting pitching than they've gotten this month. And Carmona is going to have to emerge as a big-time starter for them. Already you're starting to see some of the fraying of the edges, if you will, of the Cleveland starting rotation.
Well, you mentioned a 19-game winner. That back in 2007. Actually, in 2008, he was kind of shipped down to the minor leagues for a couple of years just to try to find himself. And last year, 33 starts, 13 wins, 14 losses. Made the All-Star team, the only representative for the Cleveland Indians last year.
That was the year he went head-to-head with Johan Santana and beat him 3 times. But Santana was in his final year with the Twins, coming off his second Cy Young Award. 1 and 2. 2 and 2.
He's pitched some very good games against the Twins. In his career, 136 starts, he has only 7 complete games, 3 shutouts, and 2 of them coming against the Twins. All 3 of his shutouts have been in Cleveland. He beat the Twins 2-0 back in 2007, and then beat the Twins again 2-0 in another shutout September of last year in Cleveland.
And Hughes swings through strike 3, 2 down.
And his first strikeout of the ball game.
Trevor Plouffe will hit. First, a reminder about tomorrow night's game. And it's a Sports Authority value pack game. You can purchase a ticket in the U.S. Bank home run porch and get a free Schweigert's hot dog and Pepsi. Tickets are limited for tomorrow's game. So call 800-33-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com. Plouffe hit by a pitch and a fly ball to center. Rip foul. 1 strike. Twins, or the Indians rather, have a couple of starting pitchers on the disabled list. Alex White with a finger problem. Mitch Talbot struggled, but he's on the DL with a lower back strain. They just got Carmona off the disabled list with his quad strain. One strike to the Twins right fielder. Inside, 1-1.
Yeah, where the Twins starting staff has really helped the Twins get back into the race. The Cleveland Indians starting staff, there have been some hiccups in that starting rotation.
Twins will face maybe Cleveland's most reliable starting pitcher tomorrow, and Justin Masterson, an ERA of under 3. And now 2-1. Then Josh Tomlin on Wednesday afternoon. Tomlin with 11 wins.
And for the Twins, it'll be Francisco Liriano tomorrow night, and then Nick Blackburn here in the day game Wednesday.
Starting tonight, Twins will face 7 straight right-handed starting pitchers going through the Detroit series. 2-1 to Plouffe. Now 3-1 with Repko on deck. .88 pitches for Carrasco, or for Carmona. Plouffe pops it up right on top of home plate almost. And Marson makes the catch in front of the screen. Danny Valencia's 11th home run of the year ties the game at 2 as we head to the 7th. in the ball game here, giving up a couple of runs in one inning, but he's done very well. Here's some more on Scott Diamond.
Yeah, just 24 years old from Ontario, Canada, selected in the 2010 Twins in the Rule 5 draft. Those are his numbers in Rochester. And he's pitched very well.
First pitcher to start from Guelph, Ontario since 1883. That's a long time ago.
Yeah, guess who that was?
Eddie Johansson.
No idea.
Strike one. It was Marson's 2-out double that gave the Indians a spark in the fifth. A walk and a pair of hits followed, and the Indians had a brief 2-1 lead.
I think we should ask Sid Hartman. He probably interviewed him.
2 strikes. And it seems as if Diamond is throwing and having better command of that breaking pitch here as he works his way through the middle innings into the seventh.
Yeah, I think the first 3 innings, first time around the order, he established that fastball, now mixing in his other pitches.
Leaves one up high.
Pitch count very good for Scott Diamond. This will be pitch number 77.
And now 2-2.
Diamond picking up his first major league strikeout to end the 6th inning of Jack Hanahan.
Still 2-2. It'll be Marson, Carrera, and Brantley here in the 7th inning. No activity in the Twins' pen. They're going to let Diamond go out there. 78 pitches so far. Twins got 6 innings from their starter this afternoon, Anthony Swarzak. And now a full count. Marson's actually hit the ball hard twice against Diamond. A liner to center in the 3rd, and then the double to the gap in right center in the 5th. And another foul. Not just an economical pitch count, 80 of them, but a pretty good strike to ball ratio.
Very, very good, yes.
.52 strikes, 28 balls.
Marson coming over from the Philly organization in the Cliff Lee trade back in 2009.
Hit high and deep to center. Revere going back with his back to the infield. It's gone. A home run. Marson hitting his first of the year. He's hit the ball hard 3 times against Diamond. And had a great at bat there to put the Indians back in front.
Jumping all over that fastball. Marson, not known for his power, not known for his hitting, picks up his 2nd hit, a double in the 5th. And right here, taking a fastball straight away center. And the Indians come back after Danny Valencia tied it with a home run with their own. Off the bat of Marson.
Well, it got to 0-2 and then full, and then a couple of fouls and the home run. And here's Carrera taking strike 1. Now the Twins bullpen is getting activated. Alex Burnett and Phil Dumatre warming up. Breaking ball up and in. Rick Anderson up on the top step, wondering whether he needs to make another trip to the mound here. Breaking ball left up high. Well, the first couple he threw to Marson were right there in the strike zone, and now he's left a couple of them up high.
Well, a hot evening, maybe tiring a little bit. Again, he has not pitched since July 7th.
And Carrera will reach on a bouncer off the glove of Valencia.
Yeah, should be an error right there. Danny Valencia maybe took his eye off the ball. He was playing in anyway, taking the bunt away from Carrera. We'll see how they rule it. That little short hop right there hits the bottom of his glove.
So a runner aboard. Still nobody out here in the 7th. And Michael Brantley will hit. Brantley with 2 hits in tonight's game. An error charge to Valencia. They got the runner picked off, but he's so fast he's going to reach second. They picked him off, but Carrera just kept on barreling towards second, and he gets a unique stolen base.
Yeah, Carrera in game 1 stole his first major league base. And here, the throw over to first, and Carrera takes off. And he slides in safely.
So now another runner in scoring position, nobody out. And a bunt to third. Valencia over to the second baseman Hughes, 1 away, and Carrera goes to third.
Well, that's a good bunt right there by Brantley. Remember in game 1 he squared around the bunt and the ball was out, and then he ended up swinging away. But a very good bunt. You want that third baseman to come in and field it. Exactly what Danny Valencia had to do.
Which player has hit the most home runs against the Twins in a Cleveland uniform? I'll go with Mr. Thome.
That was Andres Thornton.
Thome with 41 of them. So now Asdrubal Cabrera will be intentionally walked to get Hafner to the plate. On the basis of Thome's at-bats against Rick Reed alone.
That was only 9 of the 41.
So Cabrera will be intentionally passed. The Twins hope to set up a double play. Hafner is 0 for 3, a couple of outfield flies, and a ground ball to third. But here comes Ron Gardenhire, and he's going to come out, I think, to bring in DeMatre to pitch to Hafner. Fans already reacting to Scott Diamond. They didn't know much about him, but he came in here under oppressive heat and humidity and gave the Twins a really good chance to win a ball game.
And Gardy congratulating him out there.
Soak it in, Scott Diamond.
Their young man pitched a very good ball game. Going to keep the club in the game. Rick Anderson talking to young Scott Diamond again. Gardy coming over, congratulating him. Let's see if Phil Dematre can get maybe Travis Hafner to get the ball on the ground. Something that Hafner doesn't do a lot of. He's hit only to 3 double plays. A guy that already has an uppercut swing. The numbers on Diamond. Picked up his first major league strikeout, a couple walks, 1 intentional, that being Asdrubal Cabrera. We just saw that in 6 1/3 innings. Matre making his 21st relief appearance. 18 1/3 innings. He's given up only 15 hits, 8 walks, 1 intentional with 8 strikeouts.
I think the Twins have seen from Dumatre something in which, or something with which to work. You look at his opponent batting average in the low 200s. Walks up a little bit, but remember, he picked up a save back when this Twins turnaround really was in its formative stage because there were no other options. And here's Hafner with 1 run already in, 1st and 3rd, 1 away. And a breaking ball up, ball 1. Matre got a save against the Indians in Cleveland in the final game of that series at Progressive Field. Bounced foul, 1-1. Diamond hoping that the inherited runners he's left for Dematre won't run the score up here in the 7th inning.
Yeah, not much Scott Diamond can do but sit and watch.
Runners are there because of an error on Valencia and an intentional walk, and a runner picked off who still stole second base. And there's a base hit. A chip shot to right field. Carrera scores, and the Indians lead by 2.
Yeah, a little bit off the end of the bat. Hafner picking up his 38th RBI. As Carrera scores. Carrera scoring for the 2nd time in a ball game. Not a bad pitch, but Hafner going down and hitting it softly into right field.
Carrera scoring. It's 4-2, and Dematre was asked to get Hafner and Hafner alone. That didn't happen, so the Twins go into the bullpen 1 man deeper. Looks like it'll be Alex Burnett.
Be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC. Alex Burnett coming in relief of Philip Damatre. Burnett making his 37th relief appearance. He worked here on Sunday, just yesterday, 2/3 of an inning. Threw only 2 pitches and got 2 outs. In a 4-3 Twins win, relieving Brian Dunsing in the 7th inning.
Talked to him this morning. I said, you had the right idea yesterday. He goes, no kidding. He said he was so glad to get off the mound. He's never been so hot as he was yesterday. He said even in the bullpen it was just very, very stuffy, hard to breathe, but he did have a very effective outing. Hoping to come up with one here to keep the Twins within range of the Indians. Carlos Santana with 1 out and 2 men on.
Burnett with a good fastball, a slider, occasional curveball. See if he can get a ground ball here. Good slider right there, inner half of the plate.
Santana tried to hit one onto Hennepin Avenue.
See the late break right there. Santana swinging over the top.
Outside, 1-1. Well, you've seen the slider, now a 94-mile-per-hour fastball that has a lot of life on it. One and one to Cleveland's cleanup hitter. That's to the gap in left center. Nice running catch by Repko for out number 2. Here's Cabrera.
Alex Burnett overused. He needs 3 pitches to get the first out.
He knows how to pitch in hot weather. Cabrera 0 for 3. Strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, good slider right there to get ahead in the count.
Indians with a pair of 2-run innings, and in both innings the run scoring generated by their number 8 batter, Lou Marson. Marson homered to start this inning right after the Twins tied it with Valencia's home run. Up a little bit, 1-1.
Chuck James is getting called up for the 2nd time from Rochester, getting loose.
Sharply hit, bobbled by Casilla, comes up firing, still gets the out. What a recovery by Alexi Casilla. A one-hop throw and a pretty good scoop by Kadire.
Yes.
Couple of runs though for the Indians. They take the lead 4-2. Time for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Medica. Try a strawberry banana or wild berry real fruit smoothie today. By the new Quest 5-year price lock promise. Visit quest.com/promise for details. And by Goldman Sachs, for all the reasons you invest. Mutual funds from Goldman Sachs. Well, Scott Diamond has seen those 4 Cleveland runs put on his ledger. But nevertheless, a pretty nice job here with just 3 of those runs being earned.
Right, Diamond going 6 1/3. Fausto Carmona out of the ball game now. 6 innings, 2 runs, both of them earned. No walks, 1 strikeout. Both of them on this hot evening, doing a very good job. See if the Twins can come back and tie this ball game and get ahead. They'll have to do it against the bullpen, a very good bullpen for the Cleveland Indians. First one out will be Rafael Perez, making his 43rd relief appearance. Very good earned run average, 38 1/3 innings, 25 strikeouts with 12 walks. Perez in the 38 1/3 innings, giving up 35 hits, has yet to give up a home run.
Might be an oversimplification, but the teams are ranked, one could say, in the American League Central, top to bottom, according to the effectiveness of their bullpens. Cleveland's had the best bullpen in the division. Detroit, Valverde's been outstanding, perfect in save opportunities. Indians have had, or the White Sox have had some issues, but now over the last month their bullpen's been great.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably one of the best bullpens is Kansas City, but their starting staff is so bad.
A high chopper right back to the mound. Boy, the Twins have hit a lot of those. Repko retired, 1 away. Ben Revere, who's hit the ball back to the mound 4 times today, will try to get aboard here in the 7th. Indians came here from Baltimore, where they had a tough series. Crazy game there tonight. Boston leading the Orioles 15-10. Here the Twins trying to answer against Manny Acta's team. Up high, ball 1. We said it this afternoon that throughout this good stretch for the Twins, when they've had a big inning, it almost always has involved a hit by Ben Revere. And here today, Revere struggled, hasn't gotten a hit, and the Twins lineup has struggled to score runs. Just 2 runs on a Kadire home run in game 1. And an RBI single by Mauer and a home run by Valencia here tonight. On the ground again. 2 down. FC Max in-game box score, with Revere being held hitless, Casilla with a hustle double, and Joe Mauer with a good night.
Yeah, Mauer 3 for 3 in this ball game. 3 hits in game 1 earlier this afternoon. And Danny Valencia a couple hits with a solo home run. Is the 11th of the year.
Casilla lined what everyone thought was a single into right field in the 3rd. He hustled it into a double, and Mauer drove him in with a single. Trying to get aboard here with 2 gone in the 7th inning. Down low, ball 1. Twins did not take 1 walk against Fausto Carmona. He was able to throw strikes. They took 2 walks against David Huff this afternoon. One and 1.
Yeah, first time all season long that Fausto Carmona has worked more than 5 innings and not allowed a walk. So he did fall behind, but he always came back with that good sinker and got a lot of ground ball outs. 10 ground ball outs for Carmona in the 6 innings.
And Perez reaches back, makes a nice fielding play. And the Twins go down 1-2-3 in the 7th.
Post-game show coming your way. It's Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink, featuring the Toyota post-game wrap. How about Joe Mauer, right on target today at Target Field? He's got 6 hits in the day today in the 2 games, and the scoop is our instructional. Michael Kadire had a great scoop earlier in the ball game tonight. We'll break that down with Roy Smalley and Burt Blyleven, and plus Gardy. You'll hear his post-game press conference live from his office here at Target Field. What does he have to say about the day's events? You will get all that and a lot more, Dick and Burt. It's a fabulous post-game show.
We will look forward to that.
Well, hopefully where the Twins win.
Austin Kearns will lead off the 8th inning against Alex Burnett, who got the Twins out of the 7th by retiring the 2 men he was asked to get. Strike 1. One and one. Twins with 4 left-handed relievers and 3 right-handed relievers. And Caps has been struggling, gave up a solo home run in the afternoon game. And the count goes to 2-1. Saw Chuck James warming up. Anthony Swarzak was a reliever, now he's a starter. Ooh, another bat toss. We had Matt Laporta this afternoon do that twice in 1 at bat.
Right. That in the 2nd inning. In game 1. Roy Smalley telling us during that at bat that, you know, as damp as it is, humid as it is, looks like he's okay. Right wrist.
And he got a game used Austin Kearns bat that he can keep. Two and two from Burnett to Kearns. And now a full count with Hanahan on deck. Bounce foul. Twins got 6 innings from Swarzak this afternoon, 2 effective innings from Jose Majares, and then 1 inning from Matt Capps. It's been Diamond, Dematre, and Burnett, and a ball 4, opening walk, leading off the 8th inning here to Austin Kearns.
Yeah, just missing with a fastball inside.
So Kearns aboard, and Hanahan will hit. A hit for Hanahan, but maybe a more important defensive play. The Twins are threatening to score back in the 5th inning. Mauer was at first with 2 out, and Kadire hit a wicked smash. Hanahan backhanded it and threw him out to end the inning. Runner goes. Wow. Mauer's throw right on the bag. Got him. A perfect throw, and it took one to get Kearns at second.
It really did. What a jump that Kearns had earlier in this ballgame. He tried to steal second, and then the batter fouled it off. But right here, look at the jump of Kearns. Joe Mauer's throw right on the second base side of that bag. Quick tag by Casilla on the little short hop, and called out at second base by Rob Drake.
So 1 gone in the 8th, and now Hanahan with a 1-strike count. 2 strikes.
Before we go any further, I think we have to tip our hats to the umpires here too in these 2 games. You know, players get a chance to go in and cool down. The umpires a little bit, but they've been on their feet for a long time here today.
Hanahan strikes out number 2.
Home plate umpire Bruce Breckman.
And the grounds crew as well. You try raking for 2.5 hours and getting the field ready before a game when it's a heat index of 110.
There's Alan Porter. He'll be behind the plate tomorrow. There's Larry DeVito.
A little bit low, ball 1.
I think everybody in the truck too.
The air-conditioned truck?
Yeah, in the air-conditioned truck.
63 degrees.
Yeah, the camera guys, the fans. We miss anybody?
Chopper to short. Casilla guns it across.
I don't think we did.
I think we hit a lot of people that have had to.
The guys up here in the booth, forget them.
A good part of the day. Day.
On game one, a base hit in his first at-bat, then a base hit in the sixth, a single in the ninth. Then so far here in game two, 3 straight hits. A double in his first at-bat, an RBI single in the third, and then a base hit in the fifth. So 6 hits for Joe Mauer so far in this ball game.
And the Twins are going to ask him to get aboard here to start the 8th inning. They're down a couple of runs. It'll be Mauer, Kadire, and Young facing relief pitcher Rafael Perez.
Yeah, Perez a 1-2-3 7th on 3 ground ball outs. Threw only 8 pitches.
Strike one. Batting average started at 260. Just a 32-point jump in one day. In part because of the 6 hits, but also because he doesn't have his usual number of at-bats this time of the year. Fouled away, 2 strikes.
130 at-bats for Joe Mauer, 38 hits. 6 of those extra base hits.
Two strikes.
Perez with a good fastball, hard slider.
Fastball away.
Perez, 28 years old, from the Dominican Republic, in his 6th season with the Indians. Last year, 70 relief appearances. He was 6-1 with an ERA 3.25 out of that Indian bullpen.
Sliced foul to the left field corner. Fans haven't had a whole lot to yelp about. The 2 runs they scored this afternoon came with the Indians leading 5-0 in the 9th inning. Off his leg toward first base, and Mauer is tagged out. So he hit a bullet. It hit the pitcher. Mauer's retired with Santana making a nice play, 1 away.
As a pitcher, that's not the way you want to get an assist. But the ball hit right back up the middle. May have been another hit, but it hits off the shin of Perez, deflects over to Santana, and he tags Joe Mauer out as Joe tries to slide around him for the first out.
Got it right off the left ankle. So Perez retires Mauer and is taken out of the ballgame with right-hand hitters Kadire, Young, Valencia, Hughes, Plouffe, and Repko due up next. group, a business group, family. It's at Target Field, the place to be. Give a call to 833 Twins or visit twinsbaseball.com/groups. And we'll see you here at the ballpark. Joe Smith.
Yeah, here's Joe Smith. He's been nasty. He's allowed only 1 earned run in his last 28 appearances.
That came in his last outing on Sunday.
Yeah, great numbers right there. It's not really his name, though, Joe Smith.
There's a little dribbler, and if it stays in the grass, Kadire should get a hit. The throw up the line, and Kadire's going to run for second. So it'll be an infield hit and a throwing error by Joe Smith. So let's see. Kadire hits it on the barrel of the bat, or Mauer does, right up the middle. It hits the pitcher. He's out. And Kadire hits one 30 feet up the grass and gets a hit.
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes as a pitcher, you go over there like Smith is, and you try to hurry your throw. You can see his delivery kind of takes him over there, and then he just airmails it down that first baseline. So Kadire with his second hit of the ball game. Smith gets the error, the first error for the Indians.
So here's Delman Young, and the Twins need a blast. Young, a sweeping breaking ball. He takes strike 1. Delman's average has climbed to 266, but he's been held hitless here tonight. Inside, 1-1.
You see Smith gives you that sidearm delivery, good sinking fastball. We saw the sweeping breaking ball in his 3rd season with the Indians.
Right off the end of the bat, 1-2. Yeah, the streak pretty impressive for Smith. 27 games, 25 2/3 innings pitched without allowing an earned run. And the Orioles got to him on Sunday.
Again, part of that very good bullpen. Smith, like Perez, has not allowed a home run yet this year.
He hung one to Delman, and he fouled it back. Marson's going to run one out there and say, don't throw that one again. Delman's so strong, if you make a mistake and leave it up. Well, that was, I guess, on the outer half of the ball.
You know, I mean, that slider just keeps spinning away. Ruling change on Kadire. They take his infield base hit away, and it's just an error on a pitcher. Yeah. Ouch.
Back to the mound again. My goodness, the Twins have hit a lot of comebackers.
Well, I think what we've seen is 3 pitchers that really use that sinker well. Carmona, good sinker. Perez kept the ball down very well. And here's Joe Smith. I mean, after that sweeping breaking ball, you're telling yourself to hang out over the plate. Then he throws that sinker down and in.
Chuck James has warmed up. Perkins might be warming up in the event the Twins tie it up or take the lead. Well, Nathan, we weren't sure whether he'd be available for either game today because he pitched in 3 games in a row. Here's Valencia. Swings over the top of the sinker.
On his last at bat in the 6th inning, got a fastball from Carmona and tied the game at 2 apiece.
Hoping for another mistake that he can drive here. Just off the outside corner, 1-1. Trying to get Kadire in from second base. There's a strike at the knees, 1-2.
Well, it gives you that angle that you don't see a lot of. Smith, 27 years old, originally signed by the Mets. Traded over to the Indians in December of 2008. See where Kadire is. That's about where Smith's release point's going to be.
And Valencia foul tips. Marson hangs on, and the Twins leave Kadire at second. had a brief 1-0 lead early on today, but the Indians threatening to take both ends of the split doubleheader as we move to the 9th inning.
Yeah, Chuck James coming out of that bullpen, just getting called up from Rochester, his second stint with the Twins. He was up from May 28th to June 16th. He came up when Joe Nathan was put on a disabled list, then optioned back to Rochester when Glenn Perkins was activated. James making his 5th appearance.
He went down to Rochester and got people out again, which is one of the reasons why he's up here. And strike one to Ezequiel Carrera.
James, 29 years old, came up with the Braves in 2005. A lot of his time with the Braves in the starting rotation.
White Sox beat the Royals 5-2 in the opening game of that series. The Tigers idle today.
James down in Rochester, 26 relief appearances. A 1-1 with a 2.25 ERA.
One of the guys the Twins signed as a minor league free agent, primarily to help support the Rochester roster, which was depleted through injuries and call-ups last year. And sure enough, the likes of James and Dumatre, Rene Rivera, they've all spent significant time up here. 3-1 to the leadoff man. Carrera pops it up just over our head. Three and two. Carrera drew a big walk in the 5th inning when the Indians got their 2 runs. Marson hit a 2-out double. Number 9 hitter was up. Diamond walked him. It was a fly ball short right field, and then the Indians got a couple of 2-out hits to score their first 2 runs, 1 down. And that'll bring up Brantley. Brantley with 2 hits and a sacrifice. Breaking pitch over, a strike.
James went through shoulder surgery at the end of the '82 season, missed all of 2009. That's why he's got out of the Brave system. Tried to battle back, got back to the big leagues after missing 3 years. A lot of time in the minor leagues, trying to build that shoulder back up.
Flip foul, 1-2. Twins going with 13 pitchers because of this doubleheader and the fact that there aren't any off days for another week and a half after it. Send a player down like Matt Tolbert, you have to keep them down there for 10 days. Unless there's an injury.
Right.
And that's how the Indians ended up disabling Grady Sizemore today. And bringing back the Shelley Duncan they brought back. Deep to the left field line and out of play.
Yeah, I quite wasn't sure if Sizemore was still on their roster in game 1, and then they put him on the DL to bring Duncan back. But how did David Huff be activated? That's what I asked next door, and they just weren't sure.
1-2 to Brantley. Ooh, that's shot past Kadire and into right field for a base hit. So Brantley, assuming he gets credit for a base hit, will have his 3rd of the night. And it is a base hit with 1 out in the ninth.
He hit that ball very sharply. Ball ate up Kadire right there. 2 hits in game 1, 3 hits here in game 2 for Michael Brantley.
And now is Drupal Cabrera. An RBI single in the 5th. Didn't hit the ball hard. A little chip shot into center field. But it drove in the go-ahead run in the 5th. And the Twins intentionally walked him in the 7th. Across to catch the pickoff throw.
Yeah, Brantley, good speed, 12 stolen bases in 15 attempts.
Just off the plate, ball 1.
That's where a left-hander. We were talking a little bit about Diamond, how your move to first base. James right there kind of held it for a second, and that kind of confuses, I would think, the base runner. That's where left-handers have the advantage of holding on runners at first. You can bring that knee up, hold it, and then throw over to first, or you can do the same thing and then throw home.
And Brantley looking at Sandy Alomar. That's exactly what he did there. Brantley almost started sprinting towards second base and then realized that James was coming over.
And then he slide steps him. Yeah, Andy Pettit was probably one of the best as far as, holding just for a second and either going home or first.
And Mark Burley, of course, very good. He'll do that and look toward home plate, and a lot of runners will take off and get picked off.
I'm sure one thing, it was like Carrera, what he did is he knew that Diamond, when he threw to first, it wasn't hard. And he took off right away, and he ended up stealing second base. So left-handers, even though James comes to that little pause, you still want to put something on your throw to first base. Don't lob it over there. There he goes, see?
And that's the balk called, yep. Home plate umpire Bruce Dreckman called the balk, and from up here it looked like one.
I did it with Diamond earlier about that imaginary 45-degree line that left-handers have to go. And what you're talking about is that line right about in there. We'll take a look at James right here and see he stepped toward home plate. That's a balk.
So 2-1 now with one down and a speedy runner at second. 3-1. Hafner on deck. Pulled foul. 3-2. Hafner drove in a run with a single his last time up. Right on top of the plate. A little nubber. James sets and fires. And Brantley stuck at second base, 2 down.
A little off-speed pitch right there, and Cabrera a little out front right off the end of the bat, creating a little ground ball back to James.
And now Hafner. Hafner with a base hit to right center field, driving in the 4th Cleveland run. Indians won this afternoon 5-2. And as you see, they're leading the nightcap 4-2. Popped up a foul ball that'll reach the seats. James trying to pitch around the 1-out single and balk to Michael Brantley. Keep this a 2-run game. So soft toss 75-mile-per-hour strike. Oh, 2 to Travis Hafner. And he hit it through the hole with Casilla covering second base. Brantley around third. He'll score, and the Indians get another run. Casilla was just about standing on second base, and the liner went right through the shortstop.
Yeah, I don't
hole.
know if he was going to do the daylight play on Brantley or not, but he left his shortstop position, and Travis Hafner hitting that ball right where Casilla was. See Casilla going to the bag. And that ball hit into left field. Brantley scores. And Hafner picks up his second RBI of the ball game.
Luis Valbuena will pinch run for Hafner. And Carlos Santana will hit.
I think Casilla did that a little bit too late because James didn't really pick him up. And a lot of times as a pitcher, when you see your shortstop leave a position, you want to step off, but James looked like he already had committed himself toward home plate. So kind of a gift run right there.
And the balk really an instrumental part of that Cleveland run, advancing Brantley from first to second. He may have stolen second anyway. But James balked him over there, and he's got to deal with more speed at first in Valbuena. High fastball and a swing and a miss, 2 strikes. Chris Perez was warming up down in the Cleveland bullpen, and it is still a save situation as the score stands now. One and 2. That's hit to right center field. Kloof over, can't make the play. Off the wall, and another run's going to score. Santana round second on his way to third. Hughes throw to the bag, hits the runner, and it's an RBI triple, and now a 4-run lead for the Indians.
Well, against Hafner and Santana, James got ahead in the count, but then left a pitch up. Right there to Santana. He went the other way with it. And Santana, with his first triple of the year, drives in a run. It's a 6-2 ball game. Taking that fastball the other way. Trevor Kloof trying to catch up to it, just out of his reach. And able to get the ball back in, but Santana with a triple. Scoring Valbuena from first base.
2 in the 5th, 2 in the 7th, and now 2 in the 9th for the Indians. And 2 out hitting again for the Indians. That was really the source of their 2-run 5th inning. They got 3 2-out hits and a 2-out walk to score a couple to take their first lead.
Remember in game 1 we said that they were hitting .315 with runners in scoring position so far this year. So good 2-out hitting by the Indians.
And Cabrera tries to hit one into the upper deck. 2-1. Fouled back 2-2.
It's like a Timex watch, isn't he? Orlando Cabrera just keeps plugging away. 15 seasons at the major league level, been with 8 different teams. And he strikes out here for the final out.
Indians get a couple more runs in the ninth, and it's a 4-run lead as we go to the bottom.
You know what I mentioned earlier, you're not going to get much offense from Lou Martian, but they got it today. A double, a home run, his first of the year. Plus he scored a couple runs. Scott Diamond in his major league debut pitched a good ball game. 3 earned runs in 6 1/3 innings. Fausto Carmona worked the first 6 innings. He's the pitcher of record right now, 89 pitches.
So even though it's not a save situation, the Indians bring in their closer, Chris Perez. He's got a 4-run lead to work with. And he'll pitch to the bottom third of the Twins lineup.
Yeah, 22 of the 23 saves out of that bullpen for the Indians, making his 38th relief appearance. Made the All-Star team this year.
Oh,
watch out. That was supposed to be for Danny Valencia.
College roommate.
Fastball up and in at 93 miles an hour.
And a strike, 1-1.
Perez has worked 34 1/3 innings, 16 walks with 22 strikeouts. His 3rd season with the Indians, coming over from the Cardinals.
2-1. He was trying to get aboard. Twins need a big inning here. They have not had one yet today. Got a couple of runs on a Cuddyer home run in the 9th this afternoon. Popped up behind first. Santana in foul ground. Makes the catch. Nice play by the usual catcher for the Indians. 1 away. Jimmy John's delivery of the game from the guy who replaced Santana.
Lou Martian having a very good day at the plate. Scored a couple runs, a double in that 2-run 5th inning to give the Indians a lead. And then he put the Indians up with a solo home run in the 7th inning.
So 1 down on the 9th, and now Trevor Plouffe.
Plus he's been back there for 9 innings behind home plate. Called a pretty good ball game.
I got to believe that Carmona can't be the easiest guy in the world to catch. That hard sinker and erratic control. Jim Thome get a chance to hit here for Jason Repko, hopefully with a man aboard. One and one. Inside 2-1. Perez, of course, coming over to the Indians. And the Mark DeRosa trade from the Cardinals, and it had to be, quite an adjustment from him. You go from Midwest baseball heaven, St. Louis, where just a great baseball community, and you go to Cleveland in the middle of a massive rebuilding project.
Well, he's done a good job last year. 23 saves in 63 appearances, 1.71 ERA last year.
2-2.
Fans below us got a souvenir.
Actually, two of them. One guy got the ball, the other guy's got a bruised thumb. Two and two. That's hit a long way to left field. And Trevor Plouffe has gotten one back for the Twins.
Breaking ball that just hung right there. Trevor Plouffe hits his 5th home run of the year. And got congratulated by Jim Thome. Breaking ball hung over the heart of the plate, and Trevor Plouffe put a good swing on it.
Plouffe hits his 5th for the Twins. Jim Thome with the Twins down by 3. Strike on the outside corner. Thome started this afternoon 0 for 3 with a walk. And now 2 strikes. Here's what he did yesterday.
A mammoth home run, 490 feet. A 3-run home run at that.
Breaking ball down and in. Couple of rows over the Twins Community Fund sign. Inside, and it's called a strike. Thome just walks away from Bruce Dreckman. That looked like it was a very generous inside corner.
I'll take a look at the pitch right here.
Well, 2 down. Now Ben Revere will try to keep the game alive. Tough to win a doubleheader. Tough to win a doubleheader on the road. And looks like the Indians might be doing that. At the knee is a strike. And Ben Revere has hit the ball on the ground 8 times in this series. 4 times back to the mound and has not reached base yet.
Yeah, that's what you want him to do, but not back to the pitcher.
Pitch that struck out Thome. It's 1-1. And a tough day at the ballpark for Ben Revere as he goes 0 for 9. The Twins get one back, but they fall 2 games farther behind the Indians. And Anthony LaPanta, they are down by 7 games now in the race for the American League Central League.
We'll take a look at what the Twins must do to turn it around in the last 2 games of this series. We'll preview those games. We'll hear from the manager, Ron Gardenhire. Roy Smalley will show you how you apply the tag when runners are stealing at second base. All next on Twins Live.